this is a huge time of the year for kids of all ages, but the holidays can be where emotions go on a roller coaster ride. We all want to have fun, right? But we all want to avoid meltdowns. But that's not going to happen without some care and attention. For tips, we turn to Gail Bell from Parenting Power. Good to see you again, Gail. And you said, Ted, there's one big thing that we really need to hammer home. The most important thing to remember over the holidays is...
Sleep.
Sleep. For everyone, right?
For everyone,
yeah.
right. And it's about talking to your children about that. So for little ones, you know, on Christmas Day at 1, we're going to have quiet time.
Yeah.
And bedtime can be 8 instead of 7:30.
Sure.
But it's also important for the bigger kids, for the teenagers, because we hear a lot of feedback from parents. You know, they slept till 11. So, you know, just talk to them and say, what's a reasonable bedtime?
Yeah.
You know, so in our home, you need to be in bed before midnight. And we know that. Sports coaches say every hour before midnight is worth double after. And do you think 10's reasonable, or do you want us to push it to 10:30? But honestly, Dad and I, 10:30 is the limit. So just having that conversation so they're aware of it.
The expectations are there then, right?
And you know, even getting a calendar out and saying, you know what, on Friday we're going to Auntie Susan's and we're going to get home late, so you need to know no books that night.
Sure.
It's straight home, brush, bed.
Sure.
So just those little conversations, it really works, Ted.
Yeah, I mean, I bet it does, right?
And teenagers, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they get it as long as they're not just, like, it's not hammered on them immediately, surprise, right? It's like, oh yeah, this was Friday, you talked about that.
That's
We're
right.
meeting so-and-so.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
What is it? Okay, and I mean, we got all kinds of topics covered here.
Yes.
So next on the list for me is treats, sugary treats. They're everywhere this time of year, so what do you think?
They're everywhere, every day of the year.
Yeah.
We live in a world of abundance.
Yeah.
They really are. And again, it's about just trying to make your children aware, not saying no. We really encourage parents not to say no. And then another mom asked us, well, it's only, you know, 2 weeks holidays. Should we just not worry about the 2 weeks? Well, don't worry, but think about it. A pediatric nutritionist I spoke to had a fabulous idea. She said, you know what, get a plate, have them put, you know, if you're going to a party versus just eating chips out of a bowl or picking cookies off of a plate, just say to them, get a little plate for yourself, and it contains it a bit, but they also see how much, and they become aware of how much they're eating. So it's not no, it's where and when. So may I have a cookie? Absolutely, after dinner.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Okay, they do feel like they still get some choice for that. What about screen time? You know, like movies, DVDs, computer play, video games, all that stuff.
Yeah, again, just it's no's going to back you in a corner as a parent, and reacting in the moment is not going, I can't believe you've been playing that game all day. So again, just absolutely you can have your time, when and where, and be very clear about phones. So when Grandma and Grandpa are home, there's no phones. When we're at the dinner table, there's no phones. But you know what, from 1 to 2, fill your boots. Yeah,
okay. And ahead of time, right? Not in the moment.
Not
but
in
like,
the moment,
so
ahead
everyone's
of time.
Aware.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long to have these conversations. So tonight, maybe tonight at dinner. Saturday morning. Just say, you know what, guys, we got to go through these few things, and we all want everybody on the same page. Yeah,
okay. And what about chilling out? Like taking some real downtime, because it is pretty go-go right now.
It is. And just be careful how you're chilling out. Like if it's in front of a screen, we know the research is out. Kids sitting in front of a screen for 4 or 5 hours, they get really grumpy.
Yeah.
They get really grumpy, so that's not chilling out. So making a can-do list is great, and honestly, even teenagers appreciate it. So what can we do? We can go to the outdoor rink, you can, you know, do this with your friends, you can do this with us, we can play these games. They don't think about it, so help them.
Yeah.
Help them think about it. They do think about...
Think about how tough it is for us to decide what to cook for dinner.
I know.
It's just like that, right?
It is just like that.
They don't know what to do when it's
their
downtime.
So work with them. Really work with them.
All right,
and show them what they can do.
There you go. Gail, if people want to find out more about Parenting Power, how do they do that?
It's parentingpower.ca.
Yeah, very good. .ca. Good to see you again. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
We're checking in with Mike Yanni now. Eventually, you got to tell us where you are, Mike.